is your only station.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policies. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is no way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on coercion or sanitary condition. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working on a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of person that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We are seeing things happening in this country, but people are now seeing it as being right because their star is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up to be a patriot. You have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
I see in the next few months a nicer country, a very noisy country, rowdy country, a heavily divided country, a very tough economy, a sense of elitism of those who are coming at the hem of authority. The coming in of the Unity Party is going to multiply the economic woes, the economic conundrum, the economic quagmire, the suffering of the Liberian people is going to multiply. We are not prophets of doom, but the reality will come.
This case could have been so I supported Joseph Parker, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, a good perspective, good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, then I buy me paper. Every day I gotta buy a paper. There's a man who bought me paper before. I'm buying paper now because it's rich. So I thought the owner could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he himself said it the way we run for one term. He himself said it. I agree with him. 2023? No, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest, find somebody else. These kids could have been 26. So I supported Joseph Parker, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he will have a good heart, a good perspective, good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, then I buy me paper. Every day I gotta buy a paper. There's a man who bought me paper before. I'm buying paper now because the guy is rich. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he himself said it, he said, when you run for one term, he himself said it. I agree with you. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest, find somebody else. these things could happen. So I support that Joseph Parker, knowing that by 2023 you'll be tired, knowing that 2023 you'll be tired, you could have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy any paper. Every day I gotta buy a paper. Remember, everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy any paper. Every day I gotta buy a paper. Remember who bought me paper before? I'm buying paper now because it's rich.
And now we have one of the organizers and an activist joining us on the line. This is Mr. Mo Ali, who comes to us from the capital, Monrovia in Liberia. A very good morning to you, and thank you for joining us on the program. Now, why have you organized this march against President Weah?
Morning. As to your first question, we have organized the march, not particularly against President Weah, but against the style of governance. There is exclusion of people who express their feelings, people who criticize government. There is corruption all over government. It is evidenced by the mismanagement of 25 million. He has refused to prosecute those involved. There's still the issue of 16 billion lingering. There is this issue of interfering with the judiciary. There is this issue of consistent interference with the functions of the legislature. There are lots of things. We have violations of our constitutions and laws. And so we are organizing this protest to tell Mr. Weah that these things are wrong, and also to tell the country how he intends to resuscitate the economy.
Yes, I read it for you. They say press union, read press release. There are 4,000 members of the press union. That lazy, useless group, the guy that got elected by 102. And that lazy, useless group, the guy that got elected by 102. That lazy, useless group, the guy that got elected by 102. That lazy, useless group, the guy that got elected by 102. That lazy, useless group, the guy that got elected by 102. That lazy, useless group, the guy that got elected by 102. And that lazy, useless group, the guy that got elected by 102. And I felt anything. Kadoba, what can the president guy tell me? You got 4,000 members, and only 102 you say elected you. You better go find a place and sit down. I'm not fighting media war with you. This is the rescue train. The development we're doing here will go on. Yes, I read it for y'all. They say press union, read press release. There are 4,000 members of the press union. That lazy, useless group, the guy that got elected by 102.
Ask yourself what you go send. You see somebody in the street, you carry live there. I won't go live again. I don't take my own phone and go live. Something got to be wrong with you. You call yourself journalist. You see how stupid, son? You know how crazy that sound? Let me check my phone to get my web number. I'm working with President Weah. He's not on my phone. You see somebody in the street, you carry live there. I won't go live again. I don't take my own phone and go live. Something got to be wrong with you. You call yourself journalist. You see how stupid, son? You know how crazy that sound? Let me check my phone to get my web number. I'm working with President Weah. He's not on my phone. Somebody ask me for. You see somebody in the street, you carry live there. I won't go live again. I don't take my own phone and go live. Something got to be wrong with you. You call yourself journalist. You see how stupid, son? You know how crazy that sound? Let me check my phone to get my web number. I'm working with President Weah. He's not on my phone. Somebody go send. You see somebody in the street, you carry live there. I won't go live again. I don't take my own phone and go live. Something got to be wrong with you. You call yourself journalist. You see how stupid, son? You know how crazy that sound? Let me check my phone to get my web number. I'm working with President Weah. He's not on my phone.
I want police on. Police be on your seat. Please have your seat. I'm not going to be on your seat. Make that go back. I'm not going to be on the floor. I'm not going to be on the floor. I'm not going to be if you guys get the chair, we'll usher you out. Yeah, thank you. Every day, judge the chair, judge your hand, judge the place, judge the action, judge the people of action, judge it, judge your hand, and start the tournament out. Judge your hand and start the tournament out, please. Judge your hand and start the tournament out. Judge it, put a man out, put it out. Escort the tournament out. Escort the tournament out. Escort the tournament out, Teddy.
Before we could become journalists today, we are citizens. If there is one way that our country is safe, we cannot practice in our respective professions. When we are at war, pastors will not be respected to go to church to preach. When we are at war, medical doctors will not be able to go to hospitals except on coercion or sanitary conditions. When we are at war, lawyers will not be able to go to court to practice. That's why when you see these things happening, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are working a profession, you got to step down and protect your country so that that country will provide an avenue for you to be the kind of president that you want to be. And that's where we are now. What happened on yesterday was wrong. It's still wrong, and no matter what it is wrong. We have seen things happening in this country, and people are now seeing it as being right because their star is there. And these are things that we got to be stand up to be a patriot. You have to stand first on the side of the law because the politicians will go away. The regime will pass away, but your country will stay. The law will stay. Your patriotism vow will continue to stay on. And these are things that we got to stand up for. It doesn't matter how people feel, what kind of side you want to be on. We just got to speak to the truth, and that is very much important.
His Excellency, George Weah, President of Liberia. Our board noted that His Excellency's victory as the African Political Leader of the Year 2023 is a testament to his contributions to promoting peace, African culture and development, youth and sports development, and advancing Africa's agenda globally. It is also a recognition of his critical role in the infrastructural and socio-economic development of his country as well as his people-friendly policy. He has continued to advocate for peace and free and fair elections in the ECOWAS sub-region, and this was demonstrated by a show of statesmanship and iconic posturing by accepting electoral loss and congratulating the winner. While he arguably had options as a sitting president, he chose the path of honor, peace, and the defense of democracy. His emergence reaffirms our position that he has remained one of the continent's leading light, as he had continued to demonstrate great faith in the African project, promoting African dignity and helping to change the negative narratives about the continent.
Those of you following from wherever around the world, as per your time zone or geography, let me say hello. Good to have you on the show. We've got the issues to talk about. I mean the issues in this mystery and typical culture called Liberia under the reign of Nebuchadnezzar and Joseph Yimabwakai. Another day, we can hear but bless God Almighty who kept watch over us, and He has set us into this day. Not only that we exalt, magnify His holy name, but that will also fulfill the other aspect of His instruction to make society better, because society is at the heart of God. The Bible is replete with verses on good society, society without corruption, injustice, and on we can go. Nobody does it but the people. If you are afraid to speak out and you think that you are Christian, may I say to you that God considers it minus against you. Everyone has been in power, instructed by God. It is our responsibility from where we sit to make society better. We are citizens, it is an obligation. Above all, God is hovering us and He's recording everything. The Bible tells us that nothing is hidden from God. He's not going to ask you on the day of judgment or say to you that you were busy, that you didn't have to get involved with the politics of the day because you weren't politician or politicians. He would say, why didn't you? Do we not have several lines like that in the Bible? When he said in Matthew 25, before moving on to Mr. Satan the tempter, he said, I will say, when I was hungry, did you feed me? When I was thirsty, did you give me water to drink? When I was in prison, did you provide counsel? When I needed help medically, did you shoulder my responsibility? When you read those lines, they gave you an understanding of those are the questions that God in heaven is going to ask. So if you read the lines on injustices, on corruption, and other things in the Bible, and you think that it is the politician's responsibility or the journalist's responsibility to talk and you are muted, may I say to you at the close of the day, it will be a surprise hearing those questions. What I can advise is do not rely on us only. We are playing our part. That's why we put our lives in the hands of God. We pray every day, night, day, afternoon, before we get behind the microphone or leave in our houses, that God will protect us, because the truth not only does it hurt, but it creates enemies. There is always a counter, and that counter comes in a way that the devil will use to silence or harm. That is why we put everything in the hands of God, who is our protector. And as we said, we talk fearlessly. Do not rely on us. We are playing our part. It is you to play yours. It is ours to play ours. Emmanuel Bro, thank you for coming on. Doman Levi, Love Doman, thank you for coming on too. You are watching from Johnsonville. My dear Southeastern sister, is started to remember of the show. Dwight, good to have you on. Hope that you are faring well from Minnesota, the United States of America. Mary Tooley, you've come on from New Georgia. Solo Wat Corsia, as usual. You come on from your comfort zone. Good to have you on the show. Clarence Dwyer, you are following from Central Moravia. Miata Dan, you've come on from Canada. Good to have you on. Asata Miller, you are following from Red Light. Ansu Colmore from the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia headquarters. For long, we haven't heard from your head, Emmanuel Gonkwe. William El Jacques de you've come on from Iowa, the United States of America. CDC Papi Success Keita for Life from Dupont Row. Tobasi, you've come on. Vinicius Junior from New Crutan, Claude Paul, as it is called. Al-Haji Kababa from New Crutan. Jefferson M. Colette from Painesville, right, light your residence, you said. Ralph Cooper from Colorado, the United States of America. Titus Rennie Nuge Gipley from Johnsonville. William Hoff. Yes. Gabriel Mount, you on from Broadville. Jackson C. Poning, Iron Factory, Block 13, Intellectual Center. Good to have you on. And the head of the block, Rico, or Cannibal, as he's widely known. Good to have all of you on the show this afternoon in Liberia. We've got the issues to talk about. At the same time, we are giving you money. We are paying you for the information we are supplying you. Ironically, it can be the situation with Ellen Marks and Liberia. We're not canceling. We're giving you 10,000 Liberian dollars. We supply you information, knowledge, and then we give you 10,000. You take it by just giving in with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then you play with star 799 star 100 hatch. That's all, and you got your 10,000 in your account in no time. Let's get started with the issues we've got on our plate. Time is of the essence. We are in a one-party state, overlocated not. All of the signs are clear, and we are headed into even more difficult time. We find ourselves under the Unity Party government in tribulation. This is a tribulation period. This time gives you an understanding of how it will be in the tribulation period, where if you have not the mark of the beast, you're not going to exist. If you have not the mark of Unity Party today, you can exist. If you have not the mark of the beast, you will not be able to sell, buy, get full, travel. You will. If you have not the mark of Unity Party today, all of your rights are restrained. And that's how it's going to be in the tribulation period. So typically, we find ourselves in such a time right now under the Unity Party government. We can start anywhere, but what I would consider arm twisting. Unity Party had come out with another strategy. They are aware that widespread corruption or the government is overwhelmed or corruption has overwhelmed the government, and some of the people, if not all, that are caught in these distasteful act of corruption are people within Joseph Yimambuakai cycle, his inner cycle, and they supported him. Unfortunately, did not read in the situation. Some of them were appointed or recommended by people who are close to him, and they need to be protected instead of being disgraced. Something that has never happened in this country, that we never ever will have seen nor read from Unity Party. The government came in with the absolute knowledge of having an understanding of everything. Today, they stoop low by exposing their strategy to arm twist the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. Listen carefully, and you tell me whether this is not arm twisting, because no one in his or her rational self will give into that flimsy, they brought out, called it excuse, that they've gathered to petition the country's anti-corruption commission. Councillor Alexandra Zoe, who is the head of Liberia's Anti-Corruption Commission, got to be very careful. Her reputation is at stake. She has to be careful. It is not for her to give into all kinds of shenanigans from other people, and particularly Unity Party. She must know that she is managing an anti-graft institution, and anybody who manages the anti-graft institution together with the rest of the people there, their reputation is at stake. Their character is in the public. It can be tainted, and once it is tainted, it's the same as corruption. Corruption is not the money that one steals. That's how we understand it. But it starts from the mind and it goes to the physical aspect called the money. You can also engage into corruption by allowing yourself to be used by other people who are corrupt or want you to be corrupt, yet you are not discerning. So Alexandra Zoe has to be very careful. What did they do today? Unity Party, led by Mo Ali, Cornelia Kra Tukba, Senator Vapala from the Senate, and others. Listen to that nonsense from those people who call themselves educated people, that they had gone to petition the LACC to motivate it in its quest to clamp down on corruption and corruption-related activities, and also encourage it to not waver in the fight against corruption within the government of, or their government headed by Joseph Human Boakai. Yes. So they went to the LACC. Normally, petition is told the public, it is open. But firstly, let me share with you the man who led the team, Power LWSC boss, hold on, LWSC boss, Mo Ali. Here we go.
LACC, they will be issuing the release. I think it's just first commending the LACC for their work, and then asking the LACC to take siege of several GSC audit reports, the central bank audit report.
Did you listen? Are you listening to stupidity? A responsibility that is not within the purview. First, commend the LACC for its work, and instructing the LACC to take full control of GSC report on matters of corruption and other stuff, as if this is a family affair and the father seems not to be in control. That's how it is being portrayed. Does this thing make sense? Hold on. This thing makes sense? Let's go.
In other audit reports, so that's why we escorted the vice chair.
What are some of the report named in this other report? Quite recently that the LACC has been going after other folks.
So firstly, we must admit the response from the LACC executive chair, Councillor Alexandra Zoe, was very, very encouraging. She told us already that they are working on some of these things, and now that the party has made a formal representation and we stand willing to cooperate with the LACC, they are going to, in fact, now begin to look into the CBU. I think they've gone, so they will also look at the LTA thing and the audit reports. And so these are things that make us happy. Remember, we campaign as a party on the mantra of fighting corruption, and so these anti-graft institutions are the ones that we need to work with, to give them all of the support that we can in order to strengthen them to fight corruption.
So are the cases that you talk about were contained in the communication just presented to the LACC?
Definitely, we will issue
And also, you want to talk a little bit, please?
The party is going to issue a press statement officially today on that one. So I am not in the secretariat, but I believe the leadership has mandated the secretariat to issue a press statement about this, and I believe it will be out today.
Mr. Ali, some Liberians, though they see the effort of the Liberian government, especially the president, in making sure that corrupt allegations, individuals who usually seen with corruption, they are prosecuted or and any other action. But they are also saying that there could be a selective justice, especially by this government. There are individuals who are also to be punished, and they are not.
Let me say this quickly. The fact that the UP as a party has brought a communication to the LACC to say, do not spare anyone, there should be no sacred cow. We believe the LACC will work, and the LACC will not have any sacred cow to go across the board.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mo Ali. So let's put this in context, people. This is a government elected, inaugurated. They lay out in their document how they were going to run the country. These institutions are institutions by law. Who is the head of government? Joseph Yema Boakai. Now you've come to realize, or you agree with me now, when I tell you that this is a one-party state, you've come to the conclusion, Mo Ali will confirm that the party, instead of the president taking the decision, instead of the president rather enforcing, because he needs not, according to the power he has, is just to enforce, tell LACC what is it, GAC what is it, and that is why when he took the mantle of responsibility, he said we were going to do this, and he made sure that the LACC, particularly the other anti-graft institution, GAC, will go into several audits. Those audits conducted by GAC, though they were hasted, they were targeted audits, he started to act upon them. But he needed to have said or exercised his power, he did. Did he need the support or the party to have gone ahead of him? No. The Unity Party instruct the GAC to do the audits that they did, the audits they conducted. Who is the head of this government? Is Boakai telling us that truly he's not in charge? Unity Party, few individuals are the ones who are running, because this is not the party's responsibility. The party can in no way move to do what they did today. To do that is to say Boakai is not fully in charge. Boakai is the standard bearer of Unity Party and head of the government. Why UP officials will leave him and then go to the LACC in disguise that they encourage them for their work, or to encourage them the work that they are doing, to motivate them, and to ensure that they move into investigating all cases without fear or favor, that they have the support of the party. The president is the chief enforcement officer. Is he not? He is the chief enforcement officer of the law, and he bears the greatest responsibility. So Unity Party officials move today at the LACC raises another concern. In my opinion, they had gone to intimidate, to create an uneasy environment, to corner Alexandra Zoe and her officials, to protect certain officials of the Unity Party government whom we know in most recent times were caught in the cookies jar. They cannot, it is not their responsibility to do that. Boakai is the head. Boakai is the president of this country. Boakai is the chief enforcement officer of the law. Nobody other than Boakai. That's why the Constitution says everybody within the executive, all those institutions that fall within the executive, except for anti-graft institute, even as that, the Constitution gives the president that imperial power. So he can speak to LSCC, he can speak to GSC, he can speak to the National Elections Commission. Why didn't Unity Party move in to suspend David Eto Lassana, but rather Boakai? It's because that responsibility lies on his lap. Whatever that unfolds in any one of these institutions, who they call on, Boakai, he is the president. Why at this time now, the party is usurping the function of the president? Two things. Boakai is not in control. Secondly, the party wants to protect certain individuals with the acquiescence or approval of Boakai. This is a strategy that is exposed. You want to leave LACC to do its work. You want to leave GSC to do its work. You want to leave those institutions to do their work. Why didn't you do all of these all way back? Why now? Because now it is uncontrollable. Corruption is uncontrollable in the government, and most of the people who are involved are people within Boakai's corridor, and the party don't want to be disgraced, which will lead to something else. We've already heard of the widespread corruption at Internal Affairs, and Internal Affairs is Boakai booty. Francis Yumali, Boakai booty. Can Boakai, if that information, that allegation turns out to be true, can Boakai look at him and suspend or dismiss him? Boakai can never. There are people in every government who are untouchable, even if they stole billions or millions of dollars. But what we're saying simply, you want to leave the people to do their work. And I had thought that Alexandra Zoe, in her judicial self as a lawyer, knowing the institution she's presiding over in a highly political environment, will have spoken to them and said, yes, thank you. I know that you acknowledge us, the work that we do, but please stay off. The public knows it is not the party to appraise and motivate the Anti-Corruption Commission. It is the public. The public is watching. The public knows everything that is happening. Why? The party must have something sinister under its sleeve. And I think they try to corner, pressure, intimidate, harass, create an uneasy atmosphere for Alexandra Zoe so she will not bring certain things out or she will not take on. Just when the LACC is about to move into these corruptions all over the place, Rosalind Swakoko Dennis, $585,000, awarding dubious contract to a company of her interest, getting 30,000 United States dollars kickback. The National Road Fund, 570,000 United States dollars, another bogus contract. The situation is tense, and we can go all over every facet of Boakai government. Monetary corruption. So I don't want to believe, because most of these people, they are close to Boakai, they are in Boakai cycle. You want to leave it as a party, you want to leave it with the institutions to do their work. That is a neutral body, a neutral anti-graft body, void of anything politics, to get politicians going there, to tell the LACC, and nothing was made public except for what they said outside. You went to petition, but you were not exposed the petitioning ceremony to the public. It was done behind closed door. It means that something sinister they had under the sleeve. And nobody has the responsibility in this situation to bring everything out but Alexandra Zoe. Her reputation is at stake. She finds herself in a volatile atmosphere. She has to be very careful. That place is void of politics. It is just like the military. That's why they go through vetting. That you discard any interest or sentiment you have politically or affiliations. Why you have politicians, unity party politicians, not even politicians from other political party or other institutions, but the ruling establishment. It is not for the party to go there and dictate to LACC under the pretense of commending the LACC and telling them to go ahead with those orders. Do you have to speak to tell GSC what to do? What kind of nonsense is this? Everything that you people condemn in the past, and even in Weah time, we did not see CDC part as a party going to LACC to commend LACC in disguise. No, nobody did that. Ellen government, nobody, Ellen political party never went there. It is Bwaka Unity Party that is doing this. But Alexandra Zoe has to be careful. It is not anything. So if the party went there to petition her, then every other person or institution should be going to LACC. Your petition, Alexandra Zoe. Since the party has opened that corridor now, we will be petitioning or we will be dictating to her. Since Bwaka, Bwaka is not in charge. That was wrong. Leave LACC to do its work. It is not for the party to go and petition LACC and dictate to LACC that they should move ahead, spare nobody in its corruption fight. How can you say that when LACC is a toothless bulldog? But that is not the issue. The issue here is, in my opinion, those guys, they planned it. They went to pressure, corner, terrorize, intimidate, harass, create an easy environment for Alexandra Zoe to protect certain names, to keep certain things under cover. And you will see it over the days. Leave the woman to do her work. Why you going there now? Why you didn't go there months back? Why you didn't go when the woman started with the access thing? She was doing there, all those things. Why you didn't go there? Because the woman has started to take on cases that involves interest, pecuniary interest. Now you go in disguise that you petitioning the LACC to commend them for the work they're doing and that they should spare no quote unquote I know secret cars or how they can call it. Oh, come on, man. Nonsense. I say I give the people a chance to do their work. You say you knew it all. Why you want to hate certain things? But just as Martin Luther King said, no lie lives forever. Truth crushed to earth will rise again. No matter how you try to suppress it. Alexandra Zoe, you have to be very careful, madam. You have to be very careful. If you allow people to corner you, if you allow Unity Party people to arm twist you. Anyway, this is one party state. Bwaka, the people you said Bwaka function. The party is acting as the president now. No reason why. Yaka. Didn't I tell you people prior to the elections that the reason Unity Party insisted on Bwaka to run because Bwaka was the only face, but they knew that Bwaka could not. They knew that Bwaka was frail and is still frail. They knew that Bwaka is in the state of dementia. They knew all of those things, but they could not have come to power without a face. And Bwaka was the only face. So they persuaded Bouaka whatever way, whichever way they could. And you saw during the campaign, he fell off along the way. He could not make it. I am told, and that became public. Bouaka made it clear that he didn't want to run because he knew that his health could not permit him. But they kept on begging him because if Bouaka had just said, "You go, your conduct," and I'm contesting 2023 elections, I can't risk my life. No face they will have put against George Weah. So you see what is happening now. They knew that the president, prior to becoming the president, he was in a state of dementia. And they know that currently he's in a state of dementia. You saw the signs all over, not even signs, but events. In Tanzania, he almost fell out. In his own country, he delivering a State of the Nation address. He forgot by himself. His AD got to say, "Drink water." Then you speak to the people, you shake the people's hand, you go. Goes in Broadville. They call him to speak. He leaving the pulpit, going. Don't know where he going. But as far as concerned, he moving. So the party, in my opinion, they realize that Bouaka is not what they have seen over the time. They have to start acting now on his behalf. They will be the de facto, though he's the president, but they are the de facto president as a party. They will be controlling things. Yeah, leave the people. Let the people operate. Let LACC do that work. Why are you going to LACC and say that we came to petition and to encourage you to go ahead with the audit reports on CBL? What LTA? What's that? I am not convinced. You're listening to that thing. CBL, you said there was corruption. You open trial or investigation. You could not prove your stuff against the CBL's former governor, Aloysius Talo. You had to settle for payment, which was corruption, and it's corruption. Giving over 300,000 United States dollars to him. You compromise that. LTA. So what is it now? You, the president, everything you compromise it. You control in the people's parole. So what is it that you have not done in this CBL, L8, LTA, and other areas that Unity Party, your party must go and instruct? Anyway, that's rescue. A rescue is showing its limitation. That thing you're on. Alexandra Zoe, be careful, madam. Be careful. Let Unity Party not damage you. You stay in that LACC for years. You have had, you have a good character. This country knows you for that. This country does not know you for anything to the contrary. Don't allow these people to damage your reputation. You have to avoid these things. You have to avoid politicians going there to dictate to you. If it was a petition, truly, it would have been done in the open, but it wasn't. They are not the one to tell you. They are not the one. Party can dictate. So where is Joseph Bouaka now in this whole thing? Bouaka is the president. Amen. I see you on that one. Start playing the King's Cash giveaway. We gave you information. We gave you money. Dial star 799. Start play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Just dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50. Play as many times as you can, and you will win 10,000 as many times as you can. Let's move to another thing on the show. We talk it real, no matter how they feel. Whether they like it or not, it is the reality. What this one is not in news. We say these things, man. I didn't like to dwell on something that we talk about, know it. We said it's not a surprise. Bouaka is not in charge, but he is the president. He was elected democratically and sworn in constitutionally. But he isn't the president by anything proactive. The guys do not respect. I said it over and over. From my observation, the guys have no fear. No fear. The word fear, it means respect. They have no fear for Joseph Yima Bouaka. From the very first day he took over, he breached the law, and then he came back perfunctorily. He declared his assets, and then few of his officials declared. And I said that majority of Bouaka officials will not declare their assets, and nothing will come of it because Bouaka will do just nothing. Only few within. LACC came out, Alexandra Zoe came out publicly to complain that nobody was acting in line with the code of conduct and LACC laws. Fast forward, few persons from the executive. It first started with the legislature. That plays to majority of the people, nothing. Nobody leading by example. And truly, from January, we're in February, that 1 year, 1 month, over 400 persons refused to declare their assets. Over 400. Today, Bouaka acted like he's in charge. He acted like he's proactive when he isn't. He said he suspended. That's what he said. He suspended all those who refuse to declare their assets for 1 month. 1 month. 1 month. 1 month. That was the decision he took today. He said, until they can declare their assets with the LACC, they should go and sit down for 1 month. 1 month. We'll go and sit down. 1 month. Yes. That's the decision or what came out of the president's office today, suspended. Say the president has immediately suspended all government officials who failed to declare their assets within the required time frame. This action is in accordance with Article 2, Section 10.2H of the Act to amend Section 5.2 and Section 10.2 of the 2014 Code of Conduct, and follows the President's directive issued on November 27, 2024, granting a 10-day grace period for compliance. The Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission has provided a list of non-compliant officials, and those listed are now suspended for a period of 1 month without pay or until they submit the required declarations. As part of this directive, all suspended officials must immediately turn over government access to compliant heads of agencies, their designates, or authorized personnel within their respective institutions. All the other ones that for nothing flattery on Bouaka say the president remains steadfast in his commitment to good governance. Too many contradictions in this thing. The first thing, Bouaka has never, ever been serious with this. Look at the period, look at the time frame. Apart from the 10 days. A leader who is in charge, when he gives directive, he ensures that it is implemented to the letter unconditionally. When you hear the word authority, that's what it means. Authority means you only say, and then there's the action. From the very first day, let's consider that he declared his assets. And after that, he instructed his people. How many months in between? From January to December. How many months? Check it. When did he give the directive? November. The 10 days ultimatum in November. 10 days. November passed. It was on November 27. So I'm trying to bring out the how they can call it, I'm bringing out the dementia part. 10 days. Continue playing, I beg you, you play the King's Catch giveaway so that you'll get your 10,000. As we give you information, we give you 10,000. So when, according to his office, the 10 days ultimatum was given on the 27th of November. So from the 27th all the way into November, December 15. Let's take it as December 15. So within that bracket, 10 days. Those 10 days expired. We're in December. We're in January, 31 days. When he took the action, today, the 12th, apart from all those months, the 10 days ultimatum, I'm telling you the weakness of the president. Look at the time interval. If a president who is in charge and his people fear him gives an ultimatum of 10 days, they will comply within that time frame. But because they didn't respect Bouaka, the 10 days ultimatum was nothing to them. They move on with their work, moving here and there, and Bouaka knew. So everything was at the understanding of Joseph Yima Bouaka. And the guy said, oh, nothing will come from him, man. He gave the ultimatum on November 27th. You're just little thing. That man sleeping. Do you know that most of his people, they know now his condition, so they don't take anything serious from him? The only thing that is helping Bouaka now is the Constitution. That's the only thing. If you look at it practically, the only thing that is helping Bouaka is the Constitution. That he is the president. But from a practical standpoint, he's not in charge. The guys do not fear him. Over 300 persons said, Bouaka, we will not. And watch it, I'm telling you again. These individuals, he said, he suspended today. Majority of them will not declare their assets. And Bouaka will not remember because that's the state of dementia. And that will take me into one of his empty appointees. This man had the audacity to say all kinds of stuff against the Press Union of Liberia. Interestingly, he's empty. He talks a lot. He makes no sense. He sounds like a broken record. Property-wise, nothing. Education-wise, nothing. But he sounds like a drum. And people will think that he makes sense. The man is on the list This is the man I am talking about.
Yes, I'm ready for y'all. Let's say press union, read press release. There are 4,000 members of the press union. That lazy, useless group, the guy that got elected by 102. That lazy, useless group, the guy that got elected by 102. And I felt anything. Kaduba, what can the press union guy tell me? That lazy, useless group, the guy that got elected by 102. That lazy, useless group, the guy that got elected by 102. That lazy, useless group, the guy that got elected by 102. That lazy, useless group, the guy that got elected by 102. And I felt anything. Kaduba, what can the press union guy tell me? You got 4,000 members, and only 102 you say elected you. You better go find a place and sit down. I'm not fighting media war with you. This is the rescue train. The development we're doing here will go on.
Thank you very much. Close up. Now, the man name is on the list. All the big moves we're making few days ago, he referred to CDC, he said in his podcast, cheering government versus, how you call it, unity party government? The man, the person who talks a lot, who rant and boast, is always empty. The man name is on. All those times, the man, Eugene Fagon, one piece of paper, he submit to LACC. You know why? He has nothing. The opportunity Weah gave him, pay him good money at the Ministry of Information as Deputy Information Minister for Public Affairs. He did absolutely nothing to secure anything for himself. When he did that mess that damaged or placed a dent on Weah's government, that the U.S. ambassador had to call the president and speak to him on it because it would have led to an uprising in this country. Already COVID-19 was looming. The president suspended him, allowed him to rest for a week to rethink his position, have himself rehabilitated, and then get back. The president brought him back. Again, he went in to do another damaging stuff. The president took him off. He was a riot. He had nothing. He was only boasting of some kind of place there, etc., entertainment center his wife place. He fought some kind of way. He went in America with the assistance of Stanton Waterspoon. In America, he was surviving on Stanton Waterspoon. Today, because he has FBS job, he can say all kinds of damning things against Stanton Waterspoon. And they know that majority of them, Stanton Waterspoon assisted them because they were in a cahoot. He had nothing in America. The records are clear that they were living on Stanton. Stanton was paying his rent. Stanton was buying food for him. Stanton was doing almost everything for this Eugene Fagon man. All the time they were on Spoon Talk, he was doing nothing to get a job in America, to put something down, and with the expectation that Bouaka will appoint me when we win. He comes to Liberia. He goes for his confirmation hearing. The senators are embarrassed. They ask the man for his resume. The man can't say anything. The only thing he report out AA in that. And Snow looks at him and said, my man, you think these things there, they are convincing for us to confirm you? You want us to confirm you on these things? But because Liberia is a typical mystery culture, friendship-wise, they allow him to go. The man, yeah, the man, yeah, and not only him, Bouaka, America, appointees, they too on the list. They refuse to declare their assets. Eugene Fagon, Director General, FBS, or Liberia Broadcasting System. Dr. Jaso Mala, Minister of Education. Dr. Luis Poto, Minister of Health. Mohamed Ba, Presidential Envoy on Investment. Chris Onanunga, Ambassador at Large for Tourism. That's the one that get Cool FM. The one that during Weah time, he had this beauty pageant, or how do you call it, put the children in together, exploit them, eat money from them. The Weah time, they canceled that thing. He went and jumped behind Bouaka. Most of these people, that's how they jump behind Bouaka to support Bouaka. They say they rescue people because Weah did not allow them to go ahead with certain dubious things. They own a Nunga man. You were here exploiting the girls, even disgracing the girls. One of the events they had, I think it was at Centennial Pavilion. The girls were practically naked. They were practically naked. He brought that idea, but the man are Nigerian man, the man are rude. No disrespect to the Nigerians here, talking about that identical guy. The public pressure, that whole occasion, they had to cancel it. The Ministry of Information came and put a stop to it. They released a statement on that. That man, that crazy Onanunga man, that high school FM, left, and then when the election was coming closer, they jumped behind Bouaka, who he passed through, A.B. Kroma, that is dismissed from the government. What the other people? Loretta Pope Kai, board member, FDA. Alfonso Bele, Deputy Director for Administration, National Identification Registry. Ambassador Dr. Al Hassan Conte, Acting President, University of Liberia, he off now. Sheikh Al Mustafa Kuyate, the one who lied me in the time, he saw Weah as his enemy. He jumped behind Bouaka. Bouaka appointed him as ambassador at large. He present one paper to LACC. William K. Toh, Assistant Minister for Administration, Ministry of Information. John Fellow, board member, Liberia Aviation Authority, and others. Gloria Musu Scott, Acting Board Chair, National Oil Company of Liberia. Louis Brown, Ambassador, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Edward Appeton, Ambassador Designate, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Then Bouaka brother or Bouaka son, Bouaka Jr., where he's sitting, Bouaka Jr., the Ministry of Internal Affairs, 99% of the people at the Ministry of Internal Affairs did not declare their assets. But some of the people that Bouaka said they must declare their assets, like people, superintendent, so the people had no client chief there. Where they get Gadi? That Gadi can be breed. But they are public officials now. They are public officials, so they have to do it. Yeah. So you see now, Eugene Fagon, you cost my president, you cost my organization, you say all kinds of stuff. You see it? So that's also big more you'll be making. You get on the radio just ranting, falsification, yeah, CDC assuring government. Yeah. All the big mouth, you were being dismissed. So how is it going to be? 457 government officials, 457 government officials refused to declare their assets. So the suspension say, as of the release of the document, none of them should go to the office. Again, why it is true that where Bouaka has leadership deficiency, but I think this one is a litmus test. So we consider it right by the president. They are suspended for 1 month. And then he said, until they can know. When you're suspending for 1 month, it can be conditional. Then that is not leadership. You announce 1 month, then you say if they can declare. So you suspend for 1 month on February 12th. So February 12th at 6:45 or at 3 p.m., I carry my document to LACC. LACC verify it, then I continue. No, Mr. President, it doesn't make sense. You have to penalize the people. It can be, you can do it like that. If you suspend the people for 1 month, let them go and sit down. If you give them, or you choose to give them additional ultimatum, additional days, let it be. But you can waver. Bwaka, it's not it's not leadership. You have to be definitive. If you think that when the people leave and sit down for 1 month, nothing will work, then it means that you appointed incompetent people. Or, sorry to say, those are the qualified people that you appointed. The rest of the people, they are incompetent. That's what it implies. So you don't want them to sit down for 1 month. So if they can declare their assets between now and tomorrow, or tomorrow, anytime, then they can continue their job. No. Let it be 1 month. Let all of them, these 457, sit down for 1 month. It will not affect the government. That is precedence. That's how people will respect you, that you are in control. Anything to the contrary, we will say you are not in control. That's how you set precedence. That's how you make your subjects to respect you. Let the people go and sit for 1 month. Let them know. Jaso Mala, they came here, Dillon Gion brother wife. They brought her. She called Dillon and said, oh, she want to do that. Dillon said, no problem. You can come to our government here. I will make you minister. Dillon carried her need to Bwaka and nominated her. But anyway, number, because she's qualified. But she refused to declare her assets. What the assets she get? That of photo, they sat in America or true. Anyway, some of them get property here. But y'all have to declare. So LACC put the names in 3 papers. Analyst, not analyst, front page, the Inquirer, and Verity News. Y'all look there. They are complaining now. Some of them say the names that are on the list or their names should not be on the list because they declare their assets already and all kinds of stuff. But y'all will sort that off. Eugene Fagon, look at it, man. Man get B-more for nothing B-more, nothing happening at LBS. Yeah, dull, man. Okay. So we are giving out 10,000. 10,000. I hope that you are playing. You auto play so that you get the 10,000. If you aren't playing, well, it is not for me to give you 10,000. If you are playing, then it is my responsibility to give you 10,000. Stop playing, or I hope that you are playing. Let's get to the line and to have your say on these 2 pointers, and then we get to something else. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 98 03 75. Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Holiday, pa.
Yeah, fine. Let's hear you. Your name and where you call from.
Euphemia Dewe, calling from Clarendon.
Let's hear you, Euphemia.
Okay. Thank you, Yapa. You see the people there, they get be more sexual me and me you calling. That fagon me, he get be more nothing beyond fagon. Only that more when you take fagon more than nothing leader. They were talking, organizing George Weah time here. They say George Weah people were corrupt. They want to declare after hey, that 1 year plus and they want to declare that after. They want to declare that after. But you will be me here. They say you're no bull. They say you're biased. But you will give it to them, and we are set to that only land. We will give it to them until they come to their senses. Thank you, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. To have a nice Wednesday. Hello. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, fine. Let's hear you. Your name and where you call from.
My name is Abraham Jackson Sige. I'm calling from Stenote. Brother, I'm very happy whenever say EJ Fagon down. I'm very happy because I make it 3 more for now. People they say let me follow her. Look at the media show me the name you follow today. I almost cry for a female I get team up on nothing. So I just upon that work I get to that flat. I people don't go by the way. But I get to that for people the people working.
Yeah, that's true. All right, thank you. Hello.
Yes, Andrew. Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
Man, what a proper defender.
Let's hear you.
I want to tell you this afternoon for the show. And I want to say kudos to the Baka. I live for sustaining those people. The problem about in the country, people got to set precedent, people got to respect the rule of law. People are passing all around, they play people now want to declare the access. Since in that time, they gain power of 1 year plus, so they make it 1 year, 2 months. Almost 1 year, 2 months, they say in power, they now want to declare the access. Because they say Joseph Baga say, Joseph Baga did, Joseph Baga that, so they want respecting. So I want to say kudos to Joseph Baga for putting it down. That's all right. That is beginning for him.
Okay, Mama. Thank you. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Your name and where you come from?
Yeah, this is David King.
Let's hear you, Mr. King.
Yeah, the door real major was up in Messi last day.
Yeah,
on the more serious note, Mr. Baga is not serious. Because it's in long hours. He only doing that for Liberian people to see to be somebody serious, but he's not serious, man. I think he's doing what a cosmetic. But usually, he been living with his father from the time he was born. So all he cares about is being noise all over the place. Then he don't have anything to declare. But he sit down and put more Google people.
All right.
But just joking, man. He's just joking.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Thank you. That's true. Nothing good. That's true. Ain't ready. Boy, I ain't ready. A jokey. Hello.
Well, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, this is Benedict Zhao, and I call you from Central Moravia.
Let's hear you, Mr. Zhao.
Yeah, I want to thank you all so much for the show. I think that the decision by the president, this is one of the decisions that if I never say anything good about this president, I think as you said, we should give him this a litmus test for him and let UG5 come there, now stay away from LBS, and then he turn all corporate property over and stay home. An attempt for him to still defending around LBS, then I think the president is just should read all of the people that are not listening. I think they should see reason now to stay away and begin to declare their assets. I think that's a step in the right direction and watching to see them do the right thing.
What? Hello? Hello?
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Sam Andrew.
Yes, good afternoon. Let's hear you. Your name and where you call from.
Yeah, I'm Peter the Week Council. I call from another street light in Lower Johnsonville.
Let's hear you.
Thank you very much for the fascinating discussion this afternoon.
Let's go. Let's go ahead.
Mr. Sam Andrew, I think the list that came out, the government are not being sincere. There are some information that we are receiving, like in my UFA, Cooper Passaway. Those were the louder voice when it comes to Weah administration, but they have not declared their assets, and we are not hearing anything about them. So we are asking people to make an investigation on Imayufa and Cooper Passaway. Everybody has declared their assets. And lastly, UG Facon, this man, his real name is what? Triple A. This is the man that left from Liberia. He went in to America, the land of opportunity. Every degree that he earned was a certificate, AA certificate. So the board just went to serve as a LBS Director General. It was an affront to the Liberian people, the educated people that are here, and most of those are people in the media. And today, Joseph Boakai pretending that he's going to fight corruption.
All right, Chief.
Or to fight against it.
Thank you. Hello. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your show. By way of introduction, this hour the Sunday, I joined a discussion for Omega Market, the legacy of former President Weah. My brother, you see, much Baka and
some of the unity party people feel that they're too smartish. Let us stop playing like the intelligent in this place. If okay, the Judah knew that you were going to do that, why did I start from the beginning? He allowed the people to stay in zero position. Some of them have stolen money. Some of them acquire money in a dubious manner.
Yeah, all those months.
In case the come out, some of them, the money that they have stolen in a zero position, they come in the bar and say, "This is my asset." So the only way for like they put the know that the very serious, that they order the people before suspending them. That they order the people, they will know that position. But they order the people. They go and stay for 1 year, now order them, they say it's suspending them. They can't make it more crowded like 20 people.
Yeah, exactly. A joke.
Also order the people when you know that they get suspended, but you not order the people. They come out and say, "Oh, we suspend." You know that it's not the plan. When I have a letter from the federal ministry agency that is telling them, my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you. To have a nice Wednesday midweek. Yeah, that's true. The Burger is only showcasing. It's only mesmerizing. Nothing extra. Nothing will come of that. That is it, and it's just another publicity. Let's get to the comments. Those of you who left your comment, Emmanuel Broad saying, "That's my praise Union of Liberia and its noble President Julius Kanumba have big and empty-headed chicken brain Eugene Liar Fagon is putting his mouth on." Hold on to the cards. Let me read the text messages. Murphy Heenan said, "You know that man for truth. Seriously, that man is very aggressive and disrespectful. He doesn't respect anybody. I one person that installed AC at his radio station. At that time, he was just opening." Okay, you are referencing Chris Unanunga. And Molba Yasia said, "Mr. President, these suspended officers should not be brought back. It's time to reshuffle your government." Reshuffle in Bwaka government is pending. Yeah. Asada Miller, I can read all of the names. They are 457, but those are the notable names. Those are the big ones. Most of the names are people that you just don't know, you have not heard about them. But the names are read. Few of the names are read are the notable ones, are the ones who are in the mainstream of Liberia's politics. The Minister of Education, Jaso Mala, the Minister of Health, Dr. Luis Poto, that is Ranto, Eugene Fagon, and other people. So the names are out. LACC said you can get the Inquirer, Verity News, and Front Page Africa. These newspapers, the listing is inside. So you can get any one of the copies right now. Verity News, Inquirer, Front Page Africa. I think somebody told me before we came on that they read some of the names in Front Page Africa. Yeah. Okay. So I can read all. Yeah, I just highlighted those because they are big people. Okay, you're listening to Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this 12th-day post-election day. Did I say post-election, post-armed forces day? Did you people see Ellen? We talk Ellen after the break. Ellen, far yonder, the Congo people will say, far yonder older than Joseph Boaka. She walking energetically, and Boaka in pickup. He can hardly raise his hand. Even. Let's take this break, but continue playing the King's Cash giveaway. Play with $200 Liberian dollars, yeah? Or $1.50 US, and just dial *799*, 100 Hajj. That's all you need to do. And then you are with your 10,000 Liberian dollars. This break, African soldier. Yeah, let's go with this one today. This country will be liberated. The soldiers are on. The soldiers are available. The revolution is on. Worry not. Martin Luther King said, before this victory is won, some will be thrown in jail. Some will be called that mystery rival. Some will even have to go through physical death. And physical death is that price that one must pay to free their children from a permanent psychological death. And nothing shall be redemptive. Oh yeah, oh, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Yes, and we're in Liberia. We are the African soldiers facing up to Nebuchadnezzar. Let's enjoy ourselves with this month. And that's what Liberia is right now on a Buckeye. And we are saving you. Don't worry. African soldiers. And we are the African soldiers. We will tell Mr. President the truth no matter how, whether he and his people like it or not. We will revolutionize this country, rescue it. We throw the script back to them. When the rescue is unable to rescue, you rescue the rescue. Well, well, yeah, well, yeah. We are the African Liberian soldiers against the rescue mission to do the right thing. Yes, we are fighting. We are fighting intellectually. They are all dead and gone, but their legacy lives on. We are living their legacies. So yes, that's what we're doing. We are liberating the people from the clutches of Nebuchadnezzar and Joseph Human Walker and his cohorts. This is a complete, truly economic rubbish we are in. African soldier. Oh yeah, it's African soldier. We are fighting. We'll make this country better. Hey, you're with you. You're with you. Hold on to that. Play the King's Cash giveaway. Play the King's Cash giveaway. We're giving out 10,000 today. It's Wednesday. Right after the holiday. No ma. You use all the mile on the holiday. So we're giving you 10,000, yeah? We're replacing that 10, all the money that you use. Okay. So dial star 799 star 25. That's 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars only. Only 200 Liberian dollars only. No more, no less. Only 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then you can receive your 10K. Your 10K. The boy eating more than 10K all over the place. And you're in it. It can provoke you to get K in your pocket too. 585,000, 30,000, 575,000, 466,000. When you hear these amounts from these government officials, it can provoke you to get at least your liberty because you're not at the level. You can get that. The next, I don't know how many years you even labor, you can get that money. So you can take the small one because what God said you can manage the small 10,000, though a little small, but I can multiply it into plenty of things for you. So while the people stealing on the other side, you using $200 to get 10,000, God can use that 10,000 to solve multiple problems or to open window of opportunities for you. That's how it works. I don't know how to explain it more than I have done because that's what they call testimony. I know no definition again for testimony from the Bible. Testimony means God create the opportunity. He said use it. When you use it, it means that he only wants you to follow his instruction. So when you put 200 Liberian dollars there, that 10,000 you're about to get, God will multiply that 10,000. And you can see it. And I'll show you one line in the Bible. The woman, culturally, what happened? She went to the prophet. She said, oh, I had the other problem. I had this. The people now, they come in. My husband was with me. My husband went and credited from the people. We ain't get nothing in the house. Then he died over it, and the people come in to take my 2 sons. God felt sorry for her. God spoke to Elisha, and say, please ask that woman what she has. I'm about to give her a testimony. They are saying they are using a story to tell you that before God can change your condition, you must get something. So when you get at 10,000 and you have 40,000 problem or 50,000 problem, the fact that you get something that what God can use. Yeah. So what the prophet asked her, he said, what do you have in your house? And then she said she only had a jar of oil. Then he said, what did he say? He said, take that single jar, go and sell it. The woman was worried. He said, well, how did he go to happy? He said, just go. And before she could, it multiplied, people buying here and there. She got more than what she needed to pay her debt. So that is the same thing. Play. That what God can use, that your testimony right there. Don't waste your time. You going to prophet, apostle, they're telling you to pray for 3 hours, 4 hours. You just there hold it. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, give my testimony. Lord, you know what I'm going through. Lord, if you do this for me, I will really praise your name. Don't waste time with that nonsense. Do what God tell you to do, that how God can operate. So you play $200 Liberian dollars, God watching. He will use that 10,000 you receive from playing $200 Liberian dollars to multiply. That's all I can say to that. I don't know how to say. I can't lie to you. I mean, I can tell people the truth. All right. So let's bring you another feature that occurred at the Barclay Training Center on yesterday, Armed Forces Day, national holiday in Liberia. I'm about to check my dashboard. If I get there, I want to see as many of you who have already played. When you play, I will know. When you don't play or didn't play, I would know. So I'm about to go there right after I'm through with this one. Dial star 799 star 25, that's 100 hatch. Star 799 star 100 hatch. Put in 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US. That's all. And then you wait for your 10,000. So the occasion was not a great occasion yesterday by the standard of occasion. Though what unfolded, it was not a surprise, but it didn't have the features that we have always or had characterized in our country over the years of Armed Forces Day. 2024, we did not have Armed Forces Day, unprecedented. 2025, we had rush, disorganized Armed Forces Day. I say disorganized because Mr. President was placed in a pickup like a gala king, or here just like a gala king, just school gala day king. And then and you can see the children when they're having their school gala day, the king is in the overtop and they're moving around. That's how they had it yesterday. That thing was a school thing. So you had scores of high-profile individuals there. Israel told you this morning, and he did play the clip for you to hear it, that the keynote speaker did not recognize Richard Kuhn. That was 100% true. The information that Israel served you was 100% true. It was intentional. The man's speech was prepared in his office in Sierra Leone and came with it. He knows that Richard Kuhn is not the speaker, but I'm not repeating what he said. I'm only adding spice so that you know nobody convinces you. I am going somewhere else. again at that same occasion, but just before then, to erase the misconception that people are having. Listen, the speaker is the third person in command by our system. That is why at every occasion, the speaker is recognized. The speaker is the third person in command. Normally, the speaker is not left out, just so you know. And those Unity Party people who come in with all kinds of excuses, don't listen to them. The speaker is always recognized. By our structure, he's the third person in command. The people not recognizing Richard Kuhn because he is not. So the guy from Sierra Leone, the Sierra Leone president, Julius Maada Bio, didn't recognize him. There's another feature. If Julius Maada Bio didn't recognize him, let's consider it as accident. But come to think of it, you will not consider Ellen Johnson Sirleaf snubbing as accident. Would you? Or you understand what I'm saying? If Julia Maada Bio did snub Richard Kuhn, let's consider that as accident or accident. But you wouldn't consider Ellen Johnson Sirleaf snubbing as accident. You know why? She recognizes him not as the speaker, but representative. Representative. One of the politicians in Liberia, one of the legislative politicians, normally they will move to greet, just shake him and pass and all of that. But did you see what Ellen do? What Ellen did? Ellen just passed Richard Kuhn as if she not seeing that person before or don't know. Here is the video. She intentionally passed him. Secondly, the woman who is far yonder, the Congo people will say, far yonder than Joseph Boakai. The woman is walking normally. Boakai, who is the youngest, is placed in a car to move around, called an inspection of God. Please, here is the woman. Look here. This is Ellen. That is Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. You see her? She stopped to talk for a while. She greet that person. And then what happened? She's moving. The woman is walking while Joseph Walker got in car. You see her? This is the one. Now she's going toward the podium. Watch it. You're going to see Richard Kuhn is standing right there, calls himself speaker. The woman is going to pass by him and go straight to the Chief Justice. There Richard Kuhn is. You see Richard Kuhn standing there? She did not even extend her hand to Richard Kuhn. She passed. The woman in the maroon suit is Chief Justice Simon Yo, or was Chief Justice, standing there. You see that? Go back, look at it carefully. Is that? I can see why, after the occasion, reporters went to Richard Kuhn. They tried getting a word or two from him that they would normally do of politicians, given the nature of the occasion and their role in society. Richard Kuhn refused. He was just moving from one end to another, acting like he's busy, because nobody gave him the attention that he had thought he was going to receive. Everybody snubbed him. Everybody. And he still calls himself the speaker. You said she's going. Yeah, Richard Kuhn is standing right as she passed. But right, let's assume that Normally she would not just pass. She would shake hands. That's how it is done. But the woman passed by Rachel Kuhn as if she has not heard that name before. Here you go, boss office. Me and I talking on that word. That update we're waiting for. Tomorrow, Thursday, they're going for session. The rule of law caucus said they're going back to court. Y'all burst in a man's office. If that man came out and said that essential document on this, on that, or money, he left money in the office, it was missing, it's gone missing, we will hold James Colette. Anything happened to Fonati Kofa, will hold James Colette and his family. Anything happened to Speaker Kofa, because he went there, he carried people. We don't know. It's possible that he could carry other people there. They can disguise themselves traditionally. If that man said he left money in there in such and so place, James Colette will pay for it. And he acting like Mr. Drum Major, or he is the commander on the mission or leading the troop. All right. That is the rule of law caucus say they're going to court. So it came out that the fire service over 500 gallons of gas and fuel got missing from the National Fire Service. Today, they called a news conference to clarify. The head of that institution is Wasua Bafo on the missing fuel.
Concerning, according to him, 650 gallons of fuel or gasoline are missing. Let me inform you that there is no corruption under the National Fire Service as claimed by Mr. Cotton. What we do know is, sometime last year we were informed of missing coupons in the tune of $2,190. Immediately we took action and sent the case to the Professional Standard Division. It was investigated and we were informed by the report, which we have here, that the chief of procurement, Colonel Corporal S. Morris, was liable for the missing coupons. And so the board recommended that we take administrative action according to our code of conduct. And that action was taken. Colonel Morris was waiting, as you see the letter here, informing her about the outcome of the investigation. And she consented by writing a letter appealing to the administration that will allow her to pay $100 every month so that she can pay total amount. That's what we go for. So there's no corruption here. We took action, we got the information, and we have already put it in measure to make sure that what happened will not happen again. So we just talk to clear the air, very low, the society that we have is vulnerable. Anything people see, and I see somebody show me something, people just vulnerable stories, saying all kinds of things. So we just talk to make this clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So the head of Liberia National Fire Service, Wasua Bafo, is saying that the allegation of over 600 missing gallons of fuel or gasoline, not true. However, we confirm missing coupons, and investigation was launched, and he called the lady name. All right. Yeah, easy. Everywhere corruption has overwhelmed the government. Everywhere news of corruption. Every day you wake up, news of corruption. Corruption is corruption that everywhere. Everywhere, corruption, all over the place. No one expected this. The government came with the position that they will oh, a man say he declared Azel. Usually forgot say he declared Azel. But LACC say you don't declare Azel now. Then how you can LACC put your name out? Yeah, y'all listen to the man. Y'all listen to the man. Man say he declare Azel.
Your praise so Joseph Baga can suspend me. So you can offer me one bag of money to count on your team. The other one say, how long will you last? And we hear, I will last the same time you will last. That BS will never be the same. I don't want to say so. I declare that thing long time. And when I declare that thing, let me tell you one fun. You don't laugh. When I went to declare my asset that day, I never ate in the morning. And a friend from the mansion called me and said, have you declared your asset? I said, no. The man said, you. The thing you're looking for, the money, we discuss something like that, and the public come in. I wait last year. So I took upon myself and went straight to the LACC. No food. To declare asset not small. To go declare my asset. I was hungry, my sugar dropped because no food for hours. I felt myself like I wanted to pass out. The person who I was declaring my asset to had to call one of the guys in the office who went to buy dry rice and fried fish with Benessy on top of it. That's how I ate that dry rice and fried fish with a Benessy and pepper. In about 15 more minutes, I came to myself to continue my asset declaration. That's the story. Thank God you're not there. From the small children government. You're going to be running, I want to play all upstairs, downstairs, making us. Then Duke Milton said, do your job and start confusing, talking. You can speak English. Then you won't come talk to somebody.
Okay, so the man say he declared his asset. So LACC now, so what is happening? People are reacting that they declare their asset and they see their names out. Is it that the database did not capture the names of those who didn't declare, but rather those who declared their assets? Because that's why it seems everybody is saying they declare their assets. Who is telling the truth? All right, but LACC will deal with that. They said that they will deal with that. If your name came out and you did declare your assets, the ratification will be made. If you didn't declare your asset, it will be known. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to the House of Representatives on assets declaration, and then we are out on the show. And I have not gone to the dashboard, but I am convinced that you are playing the King's Catch giveaway. It's 10,000 we're giving you. Dial star 799 star 100 hatch. Play with 200 Liberian dollars or $1.50 US, and then we'll give you 10,000. So the House of Representatives, or the legislature, is the first branch of government. They enact laws. They lead by example. They are one of three separate distinct but coordinate branches of government. They are not exception. There is no exempt to everything that they ought to be and do nationally. They lead by example. They can be audited, though they don't want to be audited. Have you people heard about audit again at the legislature? Well, everything has gone to bed. The removal of the speaker and other issues at the Senate overwhelmed that. They don't want to be audited. Why? Because deep-seated corruption there. One of the most corrupt places of our governance system is the legislature. The guys over there, they can steal to the core. They can manipulate cunningly like Satan. They will never ever be satisfied with a dime. They will always want to increase that dime by 3 or 4 or 5. The most greedy place in this country is the legislature. The problem for this country is the legislature. No branch of government has caused terrible problem for this country than the legislature. They feel they are extra. They feel that they are just extra in everything. They are exempt. That's how they consider themselves. Yet they are not. They make the public to believe that the executive should be audited, should do this, should do that. They should happen to executive, the judiciary, but for them, no. They think that they have absolute power to chasten people from the executive and the judiciary and other things onto them, but they should not be chastened too. Meaning to be corrected. That's what the word chasten is the word that you can pronounce chastise. So they ought to lead by example. By their work, they are called honorable. They aren't called honorable because of who they are. And if you are a senator or representative, if you don't know this, you have seen yourself as honorable person, know it today. There is a demarcation between your persona or personality and the work that you do. That is why when you are off that legislature, you are no longer honorable. When you get at the legislature, you get there to do your work. It is the work that you are referred to as honorable. The work that you do. Honorability is not a title. It is a designation. It is a description for the kind of work that you do. So when you are called honorable, or when people calling you honorable, it's not to say that you are a king, you are Lord. No, it only means you are at the service of the people. It is the same as the word revered. It's just based on what you do. We who talk here, every journalist, print, electronic, they are honorable people. Not honorable based on our personnel, but based on the job that we do. The doctors and nurses and physicians assistants, the military people, and on and on. All of those classes of intelligentsia, they are honorable based on the work. The doctor is an honorable. You can call the doctor honorable. You can call the journalist honorable. And every discipline of life, you can even call the taxi driver honorable because he transports people from one end to another. You can call the keke bike rider honorable. You can call the back rider honorable. All of those people, the police officer is an honorable man. The woman who sells in the street in her wheelbarrow trading goods from one end to another serving society. She is honorable. Therefore, those of you in that place, that legislature, you're not extra. Get this education today. When the calling you honorable is based on the work that you do. Sir, you can look at Sam Andrews and say, Honorable Sam Andrews. You're not calling me honorable because I am honorable by birth or honorable by suit. I'm honorable based on the work I do. You look at AB, you say, Honorable AB. You are referencing the work that he does. You look at Israel and say, Honorable Israel, we are seeing. It is based on the work that he does. It is the work that you do or we do that draws people close to us in reference of, or how they call it, revere. That means respect. That's why the word honorable ain't mean anything extra. It simply means respect. It simply means respect. That's all. To revere, it comes from the word revere, R-E-V-E-R-E, which means to respect, to give full honor and respect based on what the person does. So y'all who's sitting over there, you think when you're riding those tinted windshields now, then you go and saying honorable, you think that extra thing? It ain't extra. But how you conduct yourself within that honorability. So they think that they are extra. They too, most of them have not declared their assets. Yeah. Except for few. And know that assets declaration, you're not rendering favor. It is the law. It is within our governance system. It is a command. It's not an option. No, not an option. So you got how many of them? There are 30. So 30 senators. 15 refused to declare their assets. 15 persons have not declared their assets. 15. You got 73 persons as representatives. According to the information in, 36 of them have refused to declare their assets. Put 30 and 73 together, it gives you 103. 103 persons. 103. The Senate. You got the Liberian Senate. The man who, till now, nothing. The names that were here that who didn't declare the assets here, according to the information. The Liberian Senate, Alex Tyler, Simeon Taylor, Boto Kane, Zoe Penner, Thomas Yaya Nimlin, Joseph Jala, Wellington G. Von Smith, Bill Twawe, Francis Dopo, Creighton Duncan, Nimini Batikwa, James Barney, Sir Joseph. You can include Prince Johnson. We can include him because he's off. He's beneath the ground. Yan Twine. The House of Representatives, Prince Kona, James Colley, Robert Wamba, Eugene J.M. Colley, Mema Breaks Mensa, Bishop Mana Johnson, Obadiah J. Vanning, Mike P. Jure, Antonin F. Williams, Dixon Sibo, Benjamin Bernard, DJ Blue, Yeke Koluba, Samuel Enders, Richard Kuhn, Majority Speaker. It may declare as Edward Papi Flomo, Zina Norman, Mustafa Warity, Isaac G. Banning, Joe Matthew, Bintu Masale, Mohammed Dossi, Sonin Feka Bessie. They both played. Let me just complete it quick. Nathaniel N. Bawe, Thomas P. Fala, Julie Fatoma Weah, Momo Siafakpoto, Gisi K. Collins, Roland O. Cooper, Emmanuel Ya, Clarence Gar, Samuel Brown, Gasse Yan Flomo, C.S. Miana, Alexander Poe, Alex Grant, Steve Tikuya, and Mary G. Johnson. These people have not declared their assets. From the Senate, you did not hear the pro tem. She did declare. Senator Dillon did declare. Senator Borchais, Jonathan Borchais Sogbe, he declared, and several of them, but 15. So 15 declare, and 15 did not declare. That's the number. 15 have not declared. So by logical reasoning, they are 30. 15 gave you 30. So if 15 declare their assets, then it means that 15 have not declared. The House of Representatives, we did not hear the name of the speaker. The speaker, followed by the other people, except the deputy speaker. Majority of them did declare. You have to declare your assets, man. You can be summoning people. You're questioning people. You're holding people in contempt. You're doing all of those things. You seem imperial power you're exhibiting. Yet, you people are irony of your own call or chastening of others. Majority of them have not declared their assets. But they don't want anybody to question them. Sorry to say, but the most stupid legislature we have ever had can lead by example, but yet they want to query other people. You got few, the Senate Pro Tem, Yombli Kanga Lawrence, she declared her assets. We went through that, followed by Senator Dillon, Jonathan Sogbe, and the other people. It was made public. Musa Belete, Representative Musa Belete. That is the reason you did not hear Musa Belete name in this list that I have. Musa Belete declared his assets. And who else? Yeah, Lord help me, give me that retentive self to get those names. These are people we discuss. We went through their documents. And when I look at Musa Belete, Representative Musa Belete, stories about the mayor that rich man, you know, all of Musa Belete, that financial czar in this country. The man has the money, he has the property. The man declared his assets. Dillon did. The light, the dim light or the off light declare his assets, or the other people. These guys, they let majority, look at the number of representatives and senators who have not declared, and they're not going to do it. They will not do it because no one queries them. The people living with that absolute relaxedness, because you who elected them, you got no power. Yet you have, but you got no power. What I mean by this is you have the power, but you're not using it. So the people see you as a bunch of stupid people, peasants, downtrodden. That's how they see you. In other countries, with this system of ours, or like ours, the people exercise full authority over their lawmakers. They summon them. They compel them to do certain things or take certain decisions, or not to do certain things, not to take certain decisions. Your constitution told you that the power lies in the people. But you don't know that the power lies in you. You're excited to hear it. These guys should not be behaving the way they're behaving in our legislature. But you think your responsibility is only to elect them, and then that's all, and then they use you, they abuse you, they exploit you. Should they be having their own will over there? No. if you know what election is, those guys should not, they should be at your will and pleasure. They should serve over there with fear. They should consult you on a regular basis on certain things. That is why they're on the floor. When they're not satisfied, they take it to the people. Even before they can take it to the people, they go to their constituency and say, this is what I want to do. This is how I think I should do it. I'm here to solicit your opinion. You guys advise what we do, what we ought to do, because they're representing you. You can stand in that legislature or on that floor to talk. You elected them to do it for you, and they are answerable to you. But because you don't know who you are, so they take you to be as stupid, as downtrodden, and all of those adjectives I can use. No disrespect to you, but I am challenging you to rise up, to wake up. Yeah, we have to change the narratives. We have to change the political dynamics of this country. People can live at the will and pleasure, yet the country down, but they are talking about bad governance, bad this. The institution of government, one of the institutions of government that is bad by governance is the legislature. And they know, all of them know, they have complained. How many times? Let Musa Belete raised a very significant issue of auditing the legislature. What did they do? They went against Musa Belete. Amarakone supported Musa Belete's position. All of them, the majority of them went against Amarakone, why he should support the call for an audit of the legislature. Why they should call for audit. That thing Senator Yombli Kanga did over there with the thievery and tricky stuff of the General Auditing Commission, say they conducted, how they call it, systemic audio. That place needs cleansing. And then a kangaroo thing, you go do that, and you say, order, you finish tampering with all the major documents, then Yombli Kanga say they went through this, then the other senators, then they sat down there, all of them agree because they bleed, they're sucking the country of millions of dollars. Donald Trump very rare, man. God using Donald Trump. Donald Trump read to suspend that stuff called USAID. They were at the Senate today again. Who they summoned, they have people to explain how they can bridge the gap based on Donald Trump's decision. The Minister of Finance came up with an idea which could help. It may not be 100%, but it could solve some of or reduce the burden. A very good austerity idea. Cut down on this, cut down on that. So even though they said from the executive perspective, only benefits, they don't want to go to salary, but the legislature, he didn't want to do anything at all. The people making, each of those people making 11,000 United States dollars net salary besides the benefits. But you dare talk about taking five US dollars from that 11,000. Those people want to kill you. It is the only place all day and every day. The only thing they discuss, money, money, money. Yeah, they can lead by example. They can declare the assets except for few of their colleagues. Bouaga government will be no different from previous governments. It's not the political speeches or rhetorical speeches that you utter. A president who is serious for business, a legislature that is serious for business to transform the people's life, a judiciary that is there for the people. They talk less and act well in the interest of the people. Look what the Chief Justice did. Today, it was what the Chief Justice and her associates did that led to the burglarizing. I like how AB put it last night. Truly, that's burglary. When you burst into a place unknown to the person, it is a burglary. The Chief Justice is responsible. We were talking the same thing. If anything were to happen in this country, the Chief Justice will be responsible. And consciously, she is not at peace with herself. Because had she been definitive which the law is, and that's what the law requires. That stuff was never going to happen yesterday, but she refused. She and her host of associate justices to be definitive, only to get when the damage has been caused, when the country is feeling the effect, then Yami Gbese comes to quote unquote say he giving clarification. It is belated. That clarification is belated. The damage has been caused already. It's because everybody joking in this country, not taking governance serious. Once the thousands of United States dollars in their pocket and they're driving, riding 60, 75,000, 80,000, $90,000 cars, and they are the decision makers. The country is still in abject poverty, but the politicians are rich. The Chief Justice is responsible. If this country had gone into a war, if people had died, the Chief Justice was going to be held responsible. I have never known anywhere in this war that a judge can leave a case hanging. Least to say, the chief of the justices, she is responsible for what happened on Tuesday. She is responsible. She initiated that. Under no condition she cannot tell us, because two sides claim right, and the other people say we are the majority. The Justice Minister made it clear interpretatively that you rule in our favor. So we decide, Speaker, leave from here. You think had the Chief Justice gone definitive, and that's what the law is, why you go to court? You go to court, the judge look into the matter and make a decision. The court has two essential elements: guilty and acquittal. The judge decides that this is wrong. That's why it's referred to as guilt. That this side is not in the wrong. Therefore, you are free to move ahead. So what do you hear? The people say, oh, the judge ruled. The judge ruled. That is judge decision. What do we report? We have reported over the years. Judge this has ruled in favor of this institution, or the court ruled in favor and against this person, or the court instructed. There is a decision. No court, no judge leaves anything hanging. But because they are afraid, or they were afraid that something might happen to them, so they left it hanging. Then the Chief Justice ran to Egypt. Look what Yami Gbese said. So they took that decision. It was decided. They knew what they were doing. They knew that they knew what they were doing. They took that decision before the final ruling. Listen to Judge Yami Gbese carefully. So that decision was taken before they gave the ruling in the House of Representatives merely, or crisis. That let's carry it this way. Before then, let's reach a decision. This man is not a speaker, but we can rule against him definitively. The president has vested interest in this thing. To rule against the president's interest is to put us in an embarrassing position. But judicially, we know that he's not the speaker. He wasn't elected. They did not give Fonati Kofa a due process as required by the law. So what we can do is, let's reach a decision. The inauguration, we will not go. If we went at the inauguration, it will be an endorsement of Richard Kuhn. It will also bring into question the ruling. So let all of us stay away. Since the Chief Justice will be heading for Egypt, that will be good. The rest of us who will be in Liberia, we will not attend the ceremony. you can tell that they decided to leave it hanging after they've resolved not to go because Richard Cohen, in their judicial wisdom and the law, is not the speaker. Why did they do that? They would have plunged this country into something. Now you see that decision now led to the guys burglarizing the office of the speaker. Oh yeah, they did. That's what they did. They led. They orchestrated that. Let's start blaming Collet, Representative Collet, even though he's in the forefront. But the court say you go and settle it. The Chief Justice say, not the Chief Justice, but the Justice Minister say, since the Chief Justice does not want to be definitive, I am a lawyer too, and I'm on the side of the executive. I can betray my boss, the president. So let me use my political legal wisdom. The court rule in favor of the majority bloc. Majority bloc, you go ahead. So James Collet, why it is true that he went that way, but you have to look at it from another angle. You can blame James Collet. You can blame him. Majority bloc exhibiting their power. The institution that should have restrained the majority bloc from doing anything further refused. On the other hand, you can blame Representative James Collet. He's acting based on what was placed before them by the people who the country in charge as the Chief Justice and Associate Justices. Few calls on this one, then we just do it as quickly as we can. Let me turn to the dashboard now and see those of you who have played. Let's do it quick. 0772-23-9933, 0886-304497. The women's line 0777-980375. Few calls, and then we are out. I should turn to my dashboard now to see. Continue playing the King's Cash giveaway. Dial star 799 star 100 hash. Play with $200 Liberian dollars or $1.50, and you have your 10,000. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes, hear you. Yeah, sorry, your line cracking. You have to change your position, your location. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, Sancho.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Okay, my name is Marcino, and I journey from District 14. So, Sancho, to the point, the whole issue, the whole pulling and hauling at the Capitol building, it was orchestrated by the minister. You know the law, and you know that you are an independent body, and you are the hope of the country. You are the hope of the public. This is a place that when anyone has problems, they will go there for remedy. But then people came to you, you knew exactly what you're supposed to do. But because you fear the president, because somehow you favor the president, and you let it hanging, and today the problem has exaggerated, and today someone coming to give clarification. Like you said, it's belated, they have caused the problem, and it has laid a very bad precedent for our country.
Thank you so much. Yes, they caused that. If it had degenerated into a violent situation, they would have had themselves to blame. But this too is Liberia. That's it. Okay. Thank you ever so much. The news is on at 6, and then at 8 this evening, Face the Issues with A.B. Weah. You don't want to miss it. That will be at 8, but before then, the news is on at 6. Thank you ever so much. That's all the time we've got to be on the show, Real Talk. We're back tomorrow, if God permits. I'm Sam Andrews. Shalom.